If we could all just give me a little bit of grace for this one, I would appreciate it. Hi, my name is Jacie, and it has been a hot minute since I filmed the YouTube video. And by hot minute, I mean like a year. Because it's been so long since I filmed the video, I really wanted to give you context for where I've been and the future of this channel. That way you can make an informed decision about whether or not you would like to subscribe. But if you do, I would appreciate it. So like I said, I want to give you background, but it's a lot. So I'm going to try and get through this really quickly. If you're interested in more of my story and my journey, I have other videos on my channel. Definitely go check them out. I'm going to try and give you the Cliff Notes version for today. 2020, 2021, I started this channel in order to share my journey as a carnivore competing in a fitness competition. I did that competition in July of 2021. And after that, I became just so sick. I couldn't walk without a cane. I became blind in my right eye temporarily. I had major GI distress, just very sick, very fast. Eventually, I learned that I had an autoimmune condition that was triggered by something called CIRS, chronic inflammatory response syndrome. And this happens when someone who's genetically predisposed to being really bad at eliminating a biotoxin encounters that biotoxin. For me, it was a combination of mold and vaccines. There are a lot of different biotoxins though, so if you want more information on biotoxins, I'll leave links to videos down below. After doing a protocol to heal from CIRS, I did the Shoemaker protocol. It's the only clinically proven path to healing from CIRS. It's what I did. It's what corrected all my symptoms as well as my autoimmune symptoms. So 10 out of 10 would recommend. I also did a long COVID protocol, and that super helped me too. If you haven't heard of them, the FLCCC Alliance is a really great resource if you think you may be experiencing that and kind of want to see what options are available to you. I was carnivore doing a fitness competition, then I got very, very sick, and then I did a protocol to heal from the sickness, and now I have done the protocol and I'm kind of in the stage of managing that sickness. What I mean by that, what I mean by that is because CIRS happens to people who are genetically predisposed to being bad at eliminating a biotoxin, even though I've corrected the symptoms, I still have that genetic predisposition. So if I encounter a biotoxin, I have to help my body remove the biotoxins again. And that impacts my life in a few different ways. It's something that I do have to be aware of and have to manage occasionally. When we're talking about the future of this channel, I hope that was enough context. I have no idea. I'm so sorry. If you guys have questions, please put them in the comments down below. I can always do more videos about everything that happened to me the past couple of years. It's a lot we can trauma unpack together. It'll be great. Let me know. Comments. Like this video, subscribe, all the things. So with the future of this channel, I really feel like I have this second shot at life because I was really not okay when I was sick. Not only was I experiencing a lot of physical symptoms, I had a lot of mental symptoms too. I had extreme depression, suicidal ideation, and it just felt like I couldn't live if that was going to be my quality of life. So to be on the other side of that and to have healed and to have symptom resolution just feels like this most amazing gift and something that I want to share with other people. So with that, I think it makes sense for this channel to have a couple different content pillars, and I kind of want to talk through those today just so you can make an informed decision. If you want to subscribe, you would have kind of an idea of what I plan to do moving forward. So one of those pillars is health and nutrition. As I mentioned, this carnivore channel started with carnivore. I'm so sorry, you guys. I'm in the weirdest mood. I've tried filming this so many times and I gotta get it out of me. I have this YouTube video inside of me and it's gotta come out. And it might be weird. It is weird, and we're just gonna roll with it. Health and nutrition. I still believe that carnivore is like this ultimate elimination diet, especially if you are someone who has a lot of reactivity symptoms. It can be super helpful to streamline your diet to a point where you don't have all these confounding factors from different dietary sources, and I think carnivore is a really beautiful, nutritionally dense way to do that. But part of my chronic illness was discovering that I am hypometabolic, meaning it is really difficult for my body to convert glucose from protein. So you don't have to eat glucose, but your body does need glucose, especially your brain. So if you're eating a very low carb diet, your body does that through a process called gluconeogenesis, where it converts protein into glucose in your liver. Very cool. Our bodies are just these wonderful things that make no sense and do these really beautiful things for us. But if you're hypometabolic, it can be really strenuous on your body to do gluconeogenesis, and that was my experience. And so I did find it helpful to incorporate some low amylose carbs into my diet. For me, that was about 20 grams of carbs a day through blueberries. Some people do better on more, some people do better on less, and it's kind of just something you gotta explore. But for me, it's kind of like this transition from carnivore to like, what do I want to eat long term? Do I want to be carnivore long term? Do I want to take a more animal-based approach where it's like meat plus some fruits? And so that's something I'm going to be exploring here. The next pillar is fitness. So as I mentioned, I did a fitness competition in 2021. I was doing a lot of weightlifting and like hit cardio in order to achieve that goal. And I do feel like it was the best thing for me at that time. But because I am now coming back into fitness from a place of immobility, it's really been this lesson in patience and listening to my body. And so I've been incorporating a lot more gentle movement and like long walks as opposed to hit cardio, and that has felt really good to me. Next step. So prior to carnivore and getting sick and all of this, I loved cleaning. I've always loved cleaning. I love cleaning, I love organizing. These things bring me joy. But with my illness, one of the biotoxins is called actinomycetes. It is a bacteria that eats mold, but also dead human skin, aka dust. Ew, gross, I know. But because that is a biotoxin that I can be exposed to, it means that I have to have a certain level of like cleaning management to my lifestyle in order to make sure that there's not so much dust that actinos are able to proliferate. So not only do I get to, participate in one of my favorite activities, which is cleaning, it has also created this kind of forced minimalism in my life. The less things I have, the less things I need to clean, the less things I have to manage, and I've actually really been enjoying it. That said, becoming sick was really traumatic for me, on top of like just a traumatic couple of years in my life generally. And I found that once I had reached a certain level of physical recovery, I was still like not mentally great. I was angry all of the time. I was angry about what happened to me. I was angry at the people in my life, if they wanted to help me or if they didn't. Like, I just had this immense anger response to everything. And I really realized that my limbic system, the fight or flight system in our body that's meant to keep us safe if we're ever in danger, it was stuck. It was stuck in fight or flight. And I had to do so much work to kind of train my neural pathways to get out of fight or flight and just have the default of safety and the default of calm. And through that, I discovered limbic retraining processes and strategies, and that was life-changing for me as well. For me, limbic retraining has been a lot about learning how to be gentle with myself and learning to be kind to myself. And part of that process kind of revealed this terrible coping mechanism that I have, that is a shopping addiction. There are kind of like two strategies to becoming a yogi, right? There's the realistic strategy where you start practicing yoga. And then there's the fantasy strategy where instead of practicing yoga, because that's the harder thing to do, you buy a pair of yoga pants. And I was doing that. I was doing the fantasy version of achieving my dreams instead of actually working towards them. I was just buying into this fantasy. And it's not to say that buying the yoga pants sometimes isn't the right answer because it encourages you to do yoga. I think this is a very personal thing, a very personal journey. But for me, that's very much what it was. It was just me disliking my life so much that I was just buying things to try and make myself feel better, to press that dopamine button, and it ultimately just made me sad. So that was something I really had to come to terms with, and something that I'm still kind of dealing with as an active coping mechanism in my life and learning how to manage better. Which leads me to my last pillar, which is lifestyle. For me, I have this second chance at life. That's what it feels like to have been so sick and have so much taken away from me, and now to be on the other side of that and to feel like I have a story to share and, knowledge to share with people who are willing to listen and who it might resonate with or help. And part of realizing that I have this new lease on life has been to stop apologizing for the things that I like or doing the things that I should. I always say we should stop shoulding on ourselves. Like, we spend so much time doing what we think we should or what people tell us we should do. And I don't want to live like that anymore. I just want to do the things that bring me joy. I love beautiful things, and I think that's an okay thing to love. And so I hope that leaks into this channel. There's this really great quote by Elsie DeWolf. She was an interior designer, and she said, "I will make everything around me beautiful, and that will be my life." And that just resonates with me so much. I just want to make my entire life beautiful, not just aesthetically and the physical things that occupy my life, but also mentally and physically and in relationships. Like, I just want to cultivate this really beautiful life for myself. Okay, so we did it. We did the video. I'm so excited. I can't tell you how many times I sat down and it just felt like a wall, like I couldn't get it out of me. And I just let go of that feeling of needing to be perfect and realizing that perfect is the enemy of the good, right? But if all of that, any of that, some of that sounds interesting to you, if you are interested in following along with my chronic illness management journey, we're gonna have to come up with a shorter tagline for that. But if any of that interests you, I really hope you do choose to subscribe. I hope you like this video and hit the like button if you do, and then go ahead and leave me a comment. I'm sure there are going to be questions. I feel like I brought a lot of chaotic energy to this video, but oh my gosh, it feels so good to get it out, and it feels so good to be back on YouTube, you guys. I've missed you. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye.